What's good, Commanders fans? Hope everybody had a good Christmas. This video will be very quick and short. Just wanted to make a video because I am a huge fan of Jaret Patterson, PG County native. Shout out to Juan Gotti. He's a huge Jaret Patterson fan as well. Juan Gotti, shout out to him. He is going to be serving our country. I'm not sure if he left already or not, but shout out to him for sure. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel as well. But Jaret Patterson, I'm going to sign him to the practice squad. He may play. Remember last year, he played in that last game against the Cowboys where we beat the Cowboys when Sam Howell played well in that game, but has not played well as of late. But Jaret Patterson had a good game. The Cowboys, their defense has struggled the last couple weeks. They just lost to the Dolphins. They lost another game as well. He could definitely cut up their defense again in the last game of the season. Now, I know the Cowboys are going to be playing for something. They're going to be playing hard, but it's a good feel-good story for Jaret Patterson. You know, even though he didn't make the roster, they cut him, didn't even put him on the practice squad. It's just a feel-good story to see him back on the roster and see him back on the team for sure. Deservedly so. I think he's good enough to play in the NFL. He always balls out. He always plays really, really well in the preseason. Shifty, making guys miss in the phone booth. The Bengals game, he had a good game. Like, he's all punt returning. He's just doing it all. He's always doing something in the preseason, making something happen, make something shake for sure. I want to see. I know the Cowboys. They lost to the Dolphins. They lost to somebody else too, like back to back. I know we're gonna lose to them anyway, but yeah, they got blown out by the Bills. They got blown out by the Bills, 31-10, and Dalvin Cook had 100-something yards. Last year, Jaret Patterson had 70, 80 yards on the ground against the Cowboys. So I think he could possibly do something like that similar again in the last game of the year if he plays. Now, Chris Rodriguez, the thing is, Chris Rodriguez, he's gonna have an MRI. Ron Rivera just had his press conference. He's gonna make a decision on the quarterback who's gonna start tomorrow with the rest of the staff. Of course, it was an off day, so he's going to be making that. He's going to be making that decision tomorrow about that. So we're going to see what happens with that. Yeah, Ron Rivera said Chris Rodriguez is getting an MRI today, and Ron Rivera will find out more about Chris Rodriguez and the others dealing with injuries. St. Jude's with a concussion, and Andrew Wiley with an elbow injury. Brian Robertson with a hamstring injury after talking to head athletic trainer Al Bellamy. Chris Rodriguez had an ankle injury to have an MRI today. All injuries updated tomorrow. So, also, Ron Rivera said no decision yet on the starting quarterback for Week 17. Quote said they're still working through a couple of things in deciding who will be the Commander starting quarterback going forward. Players are off today. Announcement likely tomorrow. So he's going to make the decision tomorrow. Wednesday is usually the day. Yeah. So John Keim also said it too. Nicky Javala said it. Ron Rivera said with coaches off yesterday and players off again today, they'll finalize their quarterback decision in the morning, inform the players, and move forward. So the other part of the video too is, once again, congrats to Jaret Patterson, him being back on the roster. I'm intrigued to see him play if he does get to play. Also is who should they start the last two games? Now, I know people couldn't care less. A lot of people they're thinking that, we should start Sam because that guarantees a loss. We're going to lose anyway, whoever starts at the quarterback position, whether it's Jacoby or whether it's Sam. Of course, I think we have a better chance to win with Jacoby, clearly, after looking at the last two games. And really the last 5 games ever since the Giants game that Sam Howell has played. He just looks shell-shocked. He's seeing ghosts. He looks like Patrick Ramsey out there, where he's just gotten hit, battered, bruised way too many times. He looks punch-drunk. The room is spinning. He's missing guys, in the flats underneath, wide open. He's flushing out of the pocket way too quickly. He's just hearing footsteps and just seeing ghosts right now. Things are not working well for him. And just the team as well. It looks like they play with an extra step and an extra burst of energy when Jacoby's out there. Jacoby's getting the ball out quicker. Sam's not. He's holding on to the ball. Just doing too much right now. And he needs to sit, honestly. And I think right now it's only going to get worse for him, especially with a makeshift offensive line right now against Nick Bosa and the San Francisco 49ers defensive line and defense, who didn't look great yesterday because they got blown out by the Ravens. Brock Purdy threw a bunch of interceptions, but Jacoby just gives them the best chance to evaluate the offense. Like Terry's not getting any opportunities with Sam out there. Jahan's not getting the opportunities with Sam out there. The guys are just not getting opportunities with Sam for whatever reason. He's not seeing the field. He's not throwing the ball down for the Terry. He's not giving Terry those contested catches and those chances. And I think we have found out that Sam's just not the guy moving forward. It doesn't mean you have to cut him or trade him. Doesn't have much trade value anyway. If you draft another quarterback, I would still keep him on the roster. I would still keep him as a backup or somebody to come in and still compete. Possibly. A small chance for the starting job. But yeah, I mean, there's another quote out here that said, Ron Rivera concurs with Airbnb and quarterbacks coach Tavita Pritchard. Sam Howell is pressing. So, yeah. So I mean, Sam basically he is pressing. He said right now you watch him play, he's trying to make the perfect play. I think he's reading a little bit more into some of the things that he sees out there, and I think he's just got to settle in and trust what he's seeing initially and stick with the offense. So yeah, right now Sam's pressing now, and it kind of makes me wonder because when Jacoby comes in, Airbnb he calls a different game. So like, if Jacoby comes in and plays well for the last 2 games of the season, and that's half we just saw against the Jets, the other second half against the Rams, like, is Eric Bieniemy's offense actually not bad with a veteran quarterback who can get the ball out quick? You know, so that's the thing with Eric Bieniemy. I think Eric Bieniemy would be happy if Jacoby starts because I think Eric Bieniemy is going to have the confidence of Jacoby to run his offense better than what Sam did and just get the ball out quick and for whatever reason, Eric's running the ball more when Jacoby gets in there. It just his offense just flows a little bit better, you know. So, and I will say he's coming in the second half where they're down by 20, so it's kind of easy to get yards. You know, kind of people call it garbage time. Like Kirk Cousins all the time, we would get down by like 2 scores, and then garbage time he would come back and rack up like 400 yards. So you can kind of argue that too. But I want to see Jacoby as a starter just a little bit, starting from the get-go and not always coming from down 2 scores. And, you know, they kind of call the defense, the opponents call the dogs off, and they're kind of giving up underneath throws, underneath. But Jacoby's been throwing the ball downfield, too, to Terry, so I can't even, you know, critique Jacoby and say that, too. So, but my question mark is that if Jacoby has 2 really good games to end the season, does that kind of help Eric Bieniemy's case moving forward as a head coaching candidate? I don't think it will, but it may help. So just looking at this draft, we're the third pick of the draft right now. We have the 3rd pick. So it could be Caleb Williams. It could be Drake May. It could be one of those 2 guys. You just don't know. We'll see if the Bears take Marvin Harrison Jr. if they want to stay with Justin Fields. You know, we'll see, man. But we got to get a quarterback, man. Especially with having the 3rd pick, you got to draft a quarterback. You cannot pass up on having this draft capital and pass up on a quarterback like we did a couple years ago. I'm a Chase Young fan, but still. Just didn't work out. You cannot pass up on another quarterback like we did a couple years ago. You just can't let that happen. Jaden Daniels, I do like him. You look at some mock drafts, they have him going 4th to the Patriots. Drake May 3rd to the Commanders, and then Caleb Williams 1 to the Bears. I don't think the Bears are going to draft a quarterback. I think they're going to keep Justin Fields, man. I really do, because Justin Fields is playing better. So there's a big chance we could get Caleb Williams. There's a huge chance. Cardinals got Kyler Murray, so they're not going to draft a quarterback either. They might take Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State. So things are kind of leaning like there's a chance. There's a percentage that we could get Caleb Williams at 3, Drake May at number 3, or Jaden Daniels. There's a big chance. I'm gonna just say the chances are getting a little bit higher that Caleb Williams could be coming back to DC, to the DMV area. So, all right, guys. You guys let me know what you guys think. Should Jacoby start the last 2 games? Does it matter? Do you guys care? I think Jacoby should start because I think Sam has just been battered and bruised. He's just Patrick Ramsey 2.0 right now. And Jacoby just runs the offense. But you just can't even evaluate the offense right now with Sam because guys they're not even playing for him right now. They're just not. And he's not singing the field either. So he's not innocent either. He's not. All right, guys. Hello, Commanders. Peace.